Anyway, this is Iseman Van Doom, and I'm a gigantic football fan. I will admit it. I love football, and seeing as how the Super Bowl is approaching in February, I thought, you know, why not show off what I have for my football jerseys? And as you can see, all my football jerseys they're throwbacks, and the reason I like throwbacks is because they never, you know, you get a quarterback or you get a player, and they'll move on, and you'll forget about them. The thing about throwbacks is these are players that have done something significant that'll always be remembered. And for me, I'm a fanboy of quarterback position, obviously, and you know, being a fanboy of quarterbacks, all my jerseys are quarterbacks, and my goal is to get a legendary quarterback from every team, which is kind of hard, especially if you know the Bears, you don't have one. Baltimore Ravens, and you know, stuff like that. So, but still, nonetheless, that's the goal and the dream. So, without further ado, this is Joe Namath right here, as you can tell from the bottom, and this right here, you can see this is the back of it. That's my Joe Namath one right there from the New York Jets. He's a little overrated, but he got into the Hall of Fame because of what he did. This is my John Elway one, Denver Broncos, and you can tell it's another throwback. It's an older one, as you can tell because of the Nike slash, and this is just the back of it. And yeah, this jersey has definitely seen better days, folks. Definitely has seen better days, but nonetheless, Elway is like one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. So, and here we got it. And this is Warren Moon from the Houston Oilers right here. Warren Moon, number 1. What was it? The run and shoot offense that he was a master of. Here it is. And there's, you can see right there. Here it is. And from the back, if we want to look, you can see Warren Moon. This is in pretty good shape too. And I try to at least wear a football jersey once a week. Generally. Yep, it's Warren Moon. This is Joe Iseman, and he, you know, led the Redskins to a Super Bowl in 1982. You can tell right there. There it is. And the thing about him, if you just type up like on YouTube or on Google, LT breaks his leg, LT or Iseman breaks leg or something like that, you'll see one of the most horrific football injuries that you'll ever have seen. Trust me, it is pretty gruesome. Iseman. Right here, Minnesota Vikings. Fran Tarkenton. Probably one of the most mobile quarterbacks that ever played the game. He was incredibly mobile. I mean, he would run like 20 yards backwards, left, right, up and down in order to deliver a ball. And as you can tell, here's the back. You can see the number 10 right there. Tarkenton, white, old school. And he is awesome. If you can see some footage, you'll see why. And from the Baltimore Colts, you got Johnny Unitas. Yep, and I don't need to tell you, I don't think I need to explain the awesomeness that Johnny Unitas was. He was absolutely phenomenal. Set numerous records, you know, revolutionized that quarterback position. He was just incredible. And here's the back of it, right here, Unitas. And this is a newer one, by the way, too. One of the newer jerseys. Yes, you can tell it's like they have different symbols. The M's a little different from medium. These are like different symbols. That's because it's new. This is right here, Steve Young, and I like him. You know, Joe Montana. I figure I could use for 49 for the Chiefs jersey, which I have yet to get. So, and this is Steve Young. He took after Joe Montana, and he was equally as impressive, I would argue. And if you want to see one of the best runs by a quarterback, type in Steve Young like on YouTube or something and Minnesota Vikings. You should see one of the runs. And I like that run because it's not flashy. It's not flashy. It doesn't do anything special. It's all heart. This is awesome. And right here, is a Raiders jersey. And this is Ken the Snake Stabler. Ken the Snake Stabler, folks. He was like probably one of the best quarterbacks to ever play for the Oakland Raiders. Yeah, it was Oakland Raiders. This is before they moved the team to LA and all that other drama that Al Davis, who fortunately, you know, passed away like a month ago or two. Yeah, he was Ken the Snake Stabler. He was a king of comebacks, I'm telling you. And he has such a cool attitude too. He was just awesome. And here you have Roger Staubach. Now this is a little different because I don't know what it is about the Cowboys that you just have like a different, you just feel like they need to do things differently, like they're special or something. I don't know what it is. It doesn't look like any of the throwbacks that I've seen. You know, it's different, but you know, the look of it is just really nice and amazing. And Staubach was awesome too. I just like to look, and this is like the only white jersey I'll ever get because I'm not, you know, I wanted a team color jersey, but for some reason the Cowboys believe that the other jerseys are bad luck. And here is a New Orleans Saints jersey, and this is Archie Manning. Archie Manning right here. Not as good as Peyton Manning or Eli Manning. It's the father. It's a Manning jersey nonetheless, but he pretty much played on some horrid teams with a bad offensive line, bad protection, took a beating back there, and there were actually people who referenced that they took it easy on him because he was so poorly protected. But he was actually very respected. Here we go. This is a New England Patriots throwback, and this is Steve Grogan. He is like one of the longest serving tenured quarterbacks that served for one team. I think he played like 10, 12 years with the New England Patriots. Yeah, he wasn't the greatest quarterback, but he was respected by the organization. It's a throwback, and he's always going to be remembered. And he actually replaced Tony Esiason during the Super Bowl 20 when they were getting their, you know, butts kicked by the '85 Bears defense. And this is a Packers jersey, and this is none other than Bart Starr. Oh yes, Bart Starr. And who could forget the Ice Bowl? What he did, I think it's like so controversial, that final play too. Like some people thought he was gonna hand the ball off, he quarterback sneaked, and there's many different takes on that. But let's just agree that Starr was awesome. He did what needed to be done, and the people see him as a caretaker quarterback, but he was a little more, in my opinion. This right here is Phil Simms. Phil Simms, folks. Probably one of the most underrated quarterbacks. Like one of the most underrated quarterbacks to ever play. I mean, he kind of reminds me of Eli Manning, you know. He was someone who was really he was someone who never got the notoriety he should have, and someone who's like just really underrated. And here we got Randall Cunningham. This is a small, by the way. Randall Cunningham was awesome. He was like another running quarterback, and some of the things, he was just so athletic. And what else? And I think he was actually the punter. He actually could punt too. He put for the Eagles right here. This is an old school Eagles jersey. Fortunately, you know, he never won a championship. And this one right here is Boomer Esiason. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Boomer Esiason, by the way. And the thing about, oh, it's stuck on there. The thing about Boomer Esiason was that, you know, he was a solid quarterback, not great, but he ran into Montana, and Montana just screwed up, just, you know, took care of business in the Super Bowl. This is, of course, who else? Dan Marino. Yes. And Drew Brees is closing in on his record, unfortunately. Dan Marino, a great quarterback that could just never win the Super Bowl. It was not for lack of skill. I just don't think he really had a ton of talent surrounding him. Like, his defense was never really that great. Dan Marino. And right here, Doug Williams. And as you can tell by the circus peanut outfit, this is a throwback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right here, Doug Williams. He actually led this team to their first playoff berth, believe it or not. And thankfully he got traded to the Redskins, where he was actually found success. And he actually won a Super Bowl. Doug Williams. Doug Williams is, yeah, that's what he's going to be. I think he's going to be remembered because he was like the first African American, I think, to start and win a Super Bowl. I'm not sure that's correct, but I know it was somewhere along the lines. And last but not least, well, definitely not least, this is my favorite jersey. This is the San Diego Chargers. This is Dan Fouts. He was like one of the best quarterback to play for the San Diego Chargers. And he never even made it to a Super Bowl. And they say he would have went to the Super Bowl if it had not been for that. I think it was called the Freezer Bowl against Cincinnati, when it was a temperature which is below freezing, and it was, yeah, and that just kind of screwed him over. But I mean, look at the jersey; it's just so awesome. I mean, it's like my favorite jersey right here. Yeah. Anyway, that's my football jerseys, and you can tell they're all quarterbacks. And hopefully I'll get them for every team. Fingers crossed. Thanks for watching, anyone.